Hello, all my cooksters, and thank you for coming back to my channel. It's exciting, isn't it, that we've been on for 2 episodes and not canceled yet. Anyway, we're coming to you live today from the Dracula wing of Cook Manor. I know that in our first episode we came to you from the Vincent Price wing, where, if you'll recall, we had a purple wall and all the memorabilia and photos of the wonderful Vincent Price. Today we're in a different part of the mansion. We're here in the Count Dracula wing of Cook Manor. And we're going to ask a very important question today. Here's the question. If someone were to come to you and ask the question, how does Count Dracula die, at the very end of Bram Stoker's seminal 1897 novel, Dracula, by the same name, what would you say? Would you say, well, I believe it's like a game of Clue, isn't it? Like the board game. Professor Van Helsing, in the coffin room with a wooden stake. I think that's what most people would say, and that's what I said for a long time before I actually wrote a stage adaptation of Dracula, and I did the play. So I had to study that novel very, very carefully. Now, wooden stakes. Speaking of, I just thought I'd show you a couple of these today. This is a very primitive looking, but it worked very well, wooden stake that was used in the premiere production of Dracula of Transylvania in 2013. I wrote that script with the cooperation and the association and collaboration of the one, the only Dacre Stoker, who has written many books and is an author all his own. He is the great-grandnephew of Bram Stoker, who wrote the original novel. And we also have this stake right here. This is one of my favorites that I own. It's a wooden stake, has some carving into the handle, gives you a really nice grip here. It even has a Christian cross carved into the handle for maximum effect when you're hunting vampires. This is a screen-used prop from the HBO series True Blood. It ran for 7 seasons. This was used in one of those seasons. Now, getting back to our question, how does Count Dracula really die at the end of the original novel? Well, it wasn't with a wooden stake. It wasn't Professor Van Helsing. It was in a coffin room. It was in Dracula's lair. But it was Jonathan Harker, the young, heroic, handsome solicitor from London, and his friend Quincy Morris. Jonathan Harker carried with him a kukuri knife. It's the Asian knife seen here, has an interesting shape to it, and he fought his way through Dracula's protectors to get to the coffin with the Asian kukuri knife. His friend Quincy Morris, who is from America, from Texas, and often portrayed as a full-on cowboy, he had this one. Just your standard American Bowie knife. When Jonathan Harker gets up to the casket, so does Quincy Morris on the other side. Side by side, the two men raise their blades. Jonathan Harker raises his kukuri knife right above the throat of Count Dracula. Quincy Morris places his Bowie knife right at the heart of Count Dracula, and simultaneously, both young men thrust their blades heroically into the body of the evil that was the Prince of Darkness, the king of all vampires, Count Dracula. And they reduce him to dust. It wasn't wooden stakes, it was a pair of knives that killed the most famous vampire we've ever known. And now, that's something that you know. Folks, thank you so much for coming back to my channel for this little episode on something that's very pressing and really a very important question of our time. How does Count Dracula really die? Listen, if you liked what you saw here, please comment in the comment section below. Let me know how I'm doing. Also, if you would like alerts so that you know when my new videos are coming your way, go ahead and ring Quasimodo's bell right there on your device. Also, as always, remember to click and or like and or subscribe. You know what I'm talking about. So listen, you're going to come here, you're going to subscribe, you'll be able to see all the wonderful things that we have to talk about and to show you about the strange, the unusual, the bizarre, monsters, mutants, the macabre, freaks, creeps, and geeks, even crafting and collections, the arts of those things, as well as classical novels, books, film, nostalgic TV, theater, even holiday decor. It's all here, folks. It's all on the inside. Thanks again for watching. And remember, as always, sleep tight. Don't let the vampires bite. Too much? Yeah, I thought so.